Now, what do you feel about this little statement? Arise, Sir Sadiq Khan. Does that fill you with joy and happiness to think that our long-term now London mayor is going to be rewarded for his service to politics and to the public?
Would it be a very naughty thing, Alex, to say, if he did stand up, would we notice? He's quite short, really, isn't he? Look, I'm not a great supporter of Sadiq Khan. I think there's all sorts of criticisms that you can be made of him, but I think the biggest one I would make is that he really has fed factional politics in London. He hasn't tried to be mayor for the whole city. He's taken certain groups, Labour core vote, the Muslim vote in London. He's pandered to them. He's done for those groups what they wanted, and it's got him a third term. But the idea that he's been a good mayor for the whole city, which I think is the sort of thing you would need to have achieved if you were going to get a knighthood and be properly recognised by the whole city for that. He hasn't deserved it, in my view. Do
you think that increasingly the honours list is just becoming a parody of itself at this point? Because there are so many people that you might look at and think, well, these really are long-standing public servants in their particular roles, former prime ministers and so on and so forth, who don't get a sniff at anything. And then it seems to be constantly the sort of cabal of centrists or lefties, the metropolitan elites, just rewarding themselves all the time.
Well, look, I think the problem is, and shows like ours, and we're interested in politics, people listening to us now are interested in politics. I think actually the worst kind of awards are given to the politicians. People in the Conservative Party get awarded by a Conservative Prime Minister for having basically just been very loyal backbench fodder. Sadiq Khan gets rewarded by Keir Starmer because he's managed to keep delivering Labour votes. But actually there are a lot of people in the civil service, in the charity world, in the business world, who actually really, I think, do largely deserve their honours. So probably the honour system's OK, except in the political realm.
Right, Sue Gray likely to end up in the Lords.
Well, she's another example, really, of how Downing Street political parties of all complexions use the honour system to deal with political problems or to manage their political parties rather than to recognise exceptional service.
Now, did you find something portentous, ominous about when Sir Keir Starmer was asked after that Pinewood Studios speech, his reset, whatever it is, this is the moment he's going to sort of, make everyone trust in him, and in 5 years' time they're all going to be so grateful at the wonderful things he's done for the country. But when asked about increasing taxes, he said, well, look, it's not what I aim to do, but there might be exceptional circumstances where we might have to do that. I don't know about you, but I read that almost as though he's going to put them up again.
Yeah, well, they've been shifting their position on this, haven't they, in the last couple of weeks? I think was it the CBI? I can't remember now, but Rachel Reeves basically said, I'll never have to do that kind of budget again. And since then, Mel Stride, the Shadow Chancellor, the Conservative spokesman on finance, has been teasing Rachel Reeves in the House of Commons and outside, just asking her to repeat that. And very interestingly, she hasn't, she won't, Keir Starmer won't. And I think they're very aware, partly because how gloomy investors are because of how Labour have sort of thrown this dark cloud over the UK economy. The economy's not going to be as strong as they need it to be.
I don't think it's going to be strong at all. It's
and then they don't have tax revenues for the public services. So we could get into, I think, what economists call a doom loop, whereby you don't get enough taxes in because you put taxes up. So then you go back and ask for more taxes from the British people, and slowly the economy grinds to a halt.
The bit on the Laffer curve where all of a sudden you're broke, essentially.